Okay, so now here's the other hit. This whole thing with the movies. We're putting tariffs on foreign movies. We're only gonna make movies here in America with crazy MAGA Republican John Voight, who used to be cool because one of my favorite movies is Midnight Cowboy, and I love him in that movie. Great actor, but everybody can change. People change, or maybe they just become themselves, and they're not always the best people. Drugs can have an issue too with people's mentality after a while, for entertainment purposes only. So this whole thing, here's the thing. I love foreign movies. Some of my favorite movies are British movies, French, Italian, Spanish, whatever. I love to turn on a movie and see outside the realm of my living room and my own life experience. I love that. That's what's beautiful about movies. They're like dreams. It's like how dreams can transform you. You wake up and you feel like you're cardinals are just flying by this window. That's crazy. I don't know how many I've seen. I do have, and I think another one. I had one that I was sitting out like a couple of days ago, and I heard all these little chirpings in the tree, the apple tree, and then 4 little baby red cardinals flew out of the tree in a line, and I was like, oh, I've got babies. There's babies. So I think that's what we're seeing. I've got a family of red cardinals back here, which is the cutest thing ever. Okay, anyway, moving on. Okay, so the movie thing, so the tariff. Now, here's the hit I got about that. It's not just to control and put a damage on outside goods. 45 has this weird thing about America, he's obsessed. He's obsessed with like this product of America, and he connects it to him, that he owns it. He owns us. He owns everything in America. And he has this weird, funky obsession with it. As much as he hates us, he has like an autistic, I swear 45 is actually autistic in some ways because he's obsessed. He hyperfixates. And MAGA hyperfixates on him, and they act autistic too, but for entertainment purpose only. But anyway, but really what it is, he wants to make money off everything, and he wants to punish. The narcissist in him wants to punish everyone. How dare you like movies in other countries? And by the way, if it's in another country, they might say something about me. That's really what this is about. They might make a movie and say something about me, and I can't control it if I'm here in America. So I'm going to put money on it, and therefore we can't film out of the country, and blah, 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 blah. It's all about him. It's all about controlling anything that might be said about him. And allowing Americans to see outside of America. He's got to control us. We've got to only get what's in here. He's, completely closed us off. The media, everything else. He's controlled the media. All these people have been, Joy Reid, everyone, Jim Acosta, all these people fired from their jobs. The head of 60 Minutes, gone. And he puts his loyalists in everywhere, so you're only getting certain media, so you can't even watch media. Now, the movies, he doesn't want anything outside coming in here to influence us and show us the truth. It's like an abusive relationship. And so, but also it is so that he can watch and control, it's very McCarthyism, control what is said in American. So he has these tariffs stopping outside filming and outside movies, 100% tariffs, not 20%, not 10%, 100%. But it's also to control us. Now, how is that? Because if everything's done here, and he has this committee through John Voight and others to completely filter everything that is said in American media. So you can't film outside. You can't go to England and film. You can't go to the Sahara. Isn't that outside of here? Everything's controlled. So he's controlling essentially what we do here and isolating it completely to Jim Jones, to control everything that's said here in our movies. So it's McCarthyism again. So it's not just to control them, it's control us. Now, speaking of that, I saw today that the writers were, I thought they already had writers for the 4-film what do we call it? The 4-film thing about the Beatles, and all male writers. Now, this is something I've complained about for a while. I wrote a book about John Lennon and the Beatles. It's a narrative fiction. And is it on the shelves? No. But if you go to the bookstore, almost every, I would say almost like 99.9% of books about Beatles, fictional and nonfiction, on the shelves are written by men. And films too. Now, Sam Taylor Johnson is a female who did Nowhere Boy, which is a great movie. She did a great job. That's like the only, as far as I know, the only female who's broken into the Beatles franchise. I find that very strange, considering the fact that most of their fans were women, and they loved their female fans. They gave power to their female fans. They encouraged them. Well, whatever, empowered them. You got to get your own power. But I have to say, as someone who has a screenplay about John and the Beatles, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that yet another movie franchise about the Beatles is by only men. And it's like, can they not look outside the male community? So, you could be mad at 45. What he's doing is clear to me what he's doing. Controlling media, controlling movies. Next, he'll be controlling books, which he kind of already does. He's going to scan Amazon books. What do you bet? And he'll put tariffs on books outside the U.S. Everything, until he is held accountable by the Supreme Court and his immunity taken away. Because this all goes against the Amendment for Free Speech. Isn't that the First Amendment or Second Amendment? But I don't know. I'm very frustrated by this. We have outside influence. We have 45. But just in our own community, men have been controlling things on a general rule, and that pisses me off. So it's not just 45. This has been happening. The cult of men, it's the cult of men, have taken over for a long time. And it's not just 45. This has been happening for a long time. Anyone who's marginalized, the African American community, etc., the Asian community, female community, it really gets pushed aside by, and I love movies by Steven Spielberg and George Lucas and Robert Zemeckis and, everyone else. But there are more than just men out there in the creative community, in the film and arts. So it's not just 45. We need to look at why we can't allow women to be taken seriously in arts. Anyway, that's a rant. Start off with a political hit, but also it's a rant. And thanks for listening. Bye.